Something feels odd here. Be on your guard.
We've reached our destination.
You guys want to rest here?
I never thought about this until now, Elfin, but doesn't it get hot wearing that armor all the time? You feel heat and cold again, don't you?
Admittedly, yeah. It can get pretty toasty in this thing.
Is it hard when your back starts to itch?
Oh, you bet. Plus, my shoulders get stiff wearing it, even if it's not all that heavy.
Kisara looks like she manages all right with her armor.
Armor takes a strong body and a stout heart.
Spoken like a true guardsman. Not that I really get what you mean.
The more I think about it, the more I realize what a pain it must be. Like, what do you do when you need to take a leak?
Ew!
That part can be a bit of a pain, yeah. More things to take off.
That sucks, man. Wouldn't it be easier if you just walked around outside of your armor most of the time instead?
You never know when the enemy might attack. As tempting as it might be to take it off, it's not worth getting killed over.
So basically, you're screwed if you ever get attacked while taking a dump. Right, Rinwell?
Are you doing this on purpose?
Is the blazing sword okay?
A little water's not going to hurt it.
That Zoogle looks tough, but...
I think we're game for it, yeah.
Gotta break through!
Primed and ready, stars are
Can't get out of this!
It's a duel of the arts!
Where are you going?
If it's in the sky, it's mine!
pesky airborne scoundrels.
Sounds like a job for yours truly.
Not today!
I can carve through armor!
Healing circle!
Elusive deity!
Radiant
Megasonic thrust!
The enemy wields
while
arc
it's reeling!
too.
Take it down! See about that!
Eternal
Not
devastation!
in your dream! Jedi Alpha!
Rending you apart!
Dance in the wings! Reload!
Bloody
Out of ammo! Take it to the core!
Stalagmite!
Annihilation! War without
Be
hero!
still!
Downfall!
You're mine! Rising Falcon! Vacuum blade!
In here! By the Oni saving this one! Raging
Flame
sword!
inside me!
War
Yours!
without
I'll be
hero!
let free!
Blow!
The tempest engulfs you! Rising tempest! Shattering the
Raging storm!
Attack time!
Not on my watch! I can handle it! Oh, violent darting wind! Carve!
Vacuum blade!
Healing circle!
Pierce!
Megasonic
Megasonic thrust! Vacuum blade! Not today!
Annihilation!
Wide open!
It won't escape me!
Raging sword!
Here!
Let's put you out of your
Never
misery.
Vacuum blade! Severing wing!
Let me help!
Negative
Gale
Jake.
force! First
On
aid!
where you want.
Condemned!
Here!
Thunder blade!
Pressure!
Illuminate the
Vacuum blade!
dark! Come forth!
Take it!
The Holy Land!
Rending you apart! Bloody howling!
Megasonic thrust!
Radiant pierce!
Pierce!
Begin! Anything in elusive deity! Knock it into next week!
Radiant blood!
Soaring blade! No!
Raging cascade!
Can't end here!
Don't give up!
From beyond, imbue
Healing
this
circle.
vanquished soul with love! Resuscitation!
Ready to go! Downfall! Power arrow!
Not done yet!
Benediction light!
Annihilation! Radiant! I never miss!
I owe you one!
Not in your dream!
Eternal devastation!
I'm almost impressed.
How's brains coming from you?
In a
I said
bind!
almost. Don't get carried away.
Illuminate the dark! Come forth, holy glimmer!
It's weakened.
Soaring light spin! This
Holy
ends
land!
now!
Healing
Can you
circle!
take it?
Pierce!
Need to pull myself together.
Here I come! Rupture! You're finished!
Shattering to pieces! Attack time!
First aid!
Pierce!
Lightning rod! Dance in the wind! Air thrust!
Stay away from my friend!
Illuminate the
Vacuum
dark!
blade!
Magic
Now,
advance!
while it's reeling!
From beyond, imbue this vanquished soul with love! Resuscitation!
Come forth, holy glimmer!
Benediction
Holy
light!
land!
Thinking.
Eternal devastation!
First aid!
I owe you one! Double demon fang!
Reclaim the fury!
Can't be
You're
happening.
mine!
What was I thinking?
Can't get out of this!
Eternal devastation!
Do it!
Kisara! Commander of Heaven!
Phoenix Cyclone! I'll bring you back from death's abyss.
Hey, anyone else think this might be a touch too dangerous?
Ridwell's right. We should fall back to regroup and try again later.
Looks like we made it here in one piece.
Yeah. Seriously?
Hey!
sense one of your friends, Hoodle? Do you sense one of your friends, Hoodle?
Huge. I bet it'd be a good way to test my strength.
Don't get carried away, Law.
Right, here goes!
Glacial speed, airborne beast.
My
I can carve through armor. Bloody
Got fire!
I've got this! Let marksman handle it!
Demon Fang! All yours! The flame inside me, yours to be let free! Ignite!
Lunar
Stand up!
Dance in the wind!
Burn up!
Here goes! Not in your dreams!
Wind! Stunner!
Rain down and purify all! Meteor storm! I can do this all day! Lunar corruption! Sweet power! I'll be saving this one!
Dare! Wind!
Resonate with you.
Magic
Wind!
is out!
Ready and win.
Lightning is out!
On the ground.
Here, let me go!
Ah!
Illuminate the sun! Come
Take
on!
this!
Holy river!
Wind!
Holy land!
Take this.
Soaring Light Spear!
I'll heal you all!
Rising Falcon!
Illuminate the dark! Healing storm!
With a
Holy
flame
river!
inside me, yours to be let free!
Holy land!
Stardust! Soaring Light Spear!
Where are you going? Denied!
There!
Raising you apart.
Here goes!
Severing
Illuminate
wind!
the dark!
Now!
Holy glimmer! You're mine!
Rising Falcon!
Searing flame!
Double
Reload!
Demon Fang! Severing Wind! Take this!
Searing
You're
flame!
finished!
Thank you.
I'm all
Illusion
set!
Song!
I'm on a roll!
Ignite!
Eagle Ray.
I'm fully life-gaining!
Shattering the
Now!
seas.
Yukara! I'll stop your movement!
And I'll stop your life.
Dance in the wind! Sweet power!
I can carve through
Searing
armor.
flame!
Take this.
I'll be saving this one! There!
Vacuum
It's
Blade!
over! Canopy is won!
Take
Here!
this!
More where that
Raising
came
you
from!
apart.
It's weakened!
Megaphone! Hit and now!
Push in the way! Watch an air thrust!
Air Tester.
Here I come!
Light astrolator
Here I
crazy
come!
testing!
Here!
Flame of steel!
Here I come!
Laser
my
Fire!
hand.
Pierce evil! Magic is laser! Freeze Lancer!
Leave the charges to me!
Here we go!
Negative tank.
Glacial Spear! Pierce evil! Raging Storm! It's about to strike!
We got him on the run.
Don't get cocky!
Right. Still anyone's fight.
Illuminate the storm!
Take this.
Transform! Holy Glimmer! Holy Lamp!
Bring you down.
Severing wind.
Captivity.
Lunar Collision!
Elusive deity.
Confiscated!
I'll
Lunar Blast!
flash you.
Eternal
Hitting
devastation.
Illuminate the storm! Transform! Holy
Elusive
Glimmer!
deity.
Holy Lamp! Here I
Soaring
go!
light spear.
Resonate with the earth.
Mega
You're
Blast!
mine.
By the power of unviolent guiding wind!
Bloody hell.
Do it!
Kisara. Commander of Heaven.
Phoenix Cyclone!
Am I on a roll or what?
Well, look who's in a bright and shiny mood.
Do you sense one of your friends, Hoodle? Yeah.
How?
Huh? Well... Hey!
What do you say we check back in on the ranch?
Have you guys checked your... equipment lately?
Doing some thinking?
Nah. It just occurred to me that our journey's been going for a while now.
Is it a wonder to you our group has held together this long?
Maybe. We've got Danans, Renans, a lord, a mage, and even a guy from another time. Yet here we all are, leaning on each other as travel companions. It's like a minor miracle.
If anything, I'd say it's proof. Proof that as long as we accept each other for who we are, we can all get along.
And with understanding comes togetherness. Yeah, we are more than enough evidence of that.
I've always had a thorny relationship with others. Quite literally, as it happens. I figured that it was easier to give up on intimacy, rather than having to go through all of the pain of rejection. I mean, is it any wonder I grew thorns around my heart, too?
But now...
Right. Now, I still have my thorns, of course. But they don't cover my heart. I know now that there is more than one way for people to relate to one another. It was you and everyone else here that taught me that. Everyone that you brought together, Alphen.
It wasn't just me. I mean, sure, I invited a few folks to join us, but... swordsmanship's about all I have to offer. Everyone's taught and supported me just as much as I have them.
You see? That's what I'm talking about.
What do you mean?
I mean, you're fine just as you are. The bonds that you form with others, they shine more brightly because they're mutual. It's not just one bond for you. It's many, each with a heart of its own. That's what makes them special.
I think I'll read my book a little more.
This is a true masterpiece, no less than culinary art.
Shion, could we talk a moment?
I'm looking forward to breakfast. Come on, guys. We've got lots to do.
That Zoogle seems intriguing.
That's all you have to say about it?
I won't forgive you!
Take this!
Here comes strike! Glacial Spear! They may look decent stuff,
Be let
but
free.
they're big! That'll bring you down!
Aim for the wings, you!
Holy
Blade! Megasonic Thrust!
Mega Ray!
Take this! Armor won't save you! This one's all mine! Try harder! Now! Burn in hell! Megasonic Thrust! Here I come! Lightning Blade! On your win!
Where are you going?
Holy Glimmer!
Megasonic Thrust!
In a bind?
I'm only getting started!
Radiant light!
It's wide open!
It won't escape me.
Vacuum Blade! Here! The flame inside is yours to be let free! Soda! Soaring Light Spear!
Glacial Spear! Here's the evil! Radiant Storm! Freeze Blazer!
Far enough! I'm going to dash you!
Razor Cycle!
Stop you!
Will this help?
Megasonic Thrust!
In here!
Water! Hear
More
my
for the
call!
stockpile!
Think again!
Now! Here I come! Rising Spell! On your knees! Megasonic
Lightning
Thrust!
Orb!
Win!
More where that came from!
You're mine!
In the wind!
Soda!
Feel! Damn it! Out of ammo! Back into the fray! A whirling Mega Ray!
This one's
Do
all
it!
mine! Rebel!
Astral Energy!
Say no more! Vacuum Blade! Burn!
Hit! Into the
Take this!
shadows!
Take
Bronze and red!
The tempest engulfs you!
That'll bring you down!
Gale Force!
Vacuum Blade! On
Or
your
steel!
Megasonic
Not in your
Thrust!
dreams! Hear me!
Air
Flame of
Pressure!
Fury!
Burning
Mega Wing!
Here!
Water! Hear my call!
Nothing gets by me! I'll be safe! Here's the evil! A world of magic! Freeze Blazer! In here!
That move!
I'll be safe!
Here comes the big one! Here I come!
Hear my call! Holy Land!
An astral
That's my cue!
Shut him down!
Here's a healing arc!
This one's all mine! Ignite!
Photon Flash! Dance in the wind!
Severing
Air
Wind!
Thrust!
Soda!
Photon Flash! Dance in the wind! Steel!
Soaring Light Spear!
I'll be saving this one!
Rising
Blade
Falcon!
Lancer! More where that came from!
One final push!
Let's finish this off!
I'll do my best not to disappoint.
Here's the evil!
No further! Megasonic
Freeze
Thrust!
Blazer!
Take this!
Take that raging cascade! Spread! Dance in the wind!
Breath of life!
Ready to go!
Heal my weary companion!
Far enough!
Mega Ray! Marksman handles it! Not on my watch!
You picked the wrong
Do
fight!
it! Go for it! Prepare to crumble!
I felt better, that's for sure.
We've reached our destination. Sure.
Right!
Hey!
Yeah!
We've reached our destination.
What do you say we check back in on the ranch?
You can never be too prepared. But did we have to spend so much?
Discourteous, aren't you?
This one's mine!
Megasonic thrust!
Hear me! Flame of fury! Burning strike!
Your reflexes will not serve you well here.
Hear me! Flame of fury! Burning strike!
Anything in armor is all
Here's evil! Lightning condenser! Thunderblade!
negative gate!
Arch shield!
Take this! Resonate with the earth! No! Take the...
Leave the ensnaring to me.
Yeah, and pummeling to me!
Try harder! Not a chance! Win! My turn! The flame inside me yearns to be let free! Vacuum blade!
Take this!
Water, hear my
Take
call! Spread!
Demon Blast!
Vacuum blade! That'll bring you down! I'll be saving now!
Kisara! Commander of Heaven!
Phoenix Cyclops! Looks like we got them all.
Forgive you!
Now you learn!
Gunslinger around here.
Engaging!
Can't get out of this!
Here, support!
Denied!
Here! The flame inside me yearns to be
let
let
me help.
free!
Now!
Totally! In an instant! Impact block!
I'll heal you all!
Radiant light! Force of
Radiant
regeneration!
sword!
Regenerate! No art being interrupted!
Stoop back!
Stand back! I'll trip it up!
Here I come!
Anything in armor is all mine!
Illuminate the dark!
There!
Holy
did it!
Resurrection! Holy Land!
Hurricane thrust!
Can't get out of this!
Megasonic drop!
Fear! Pure evil! It is in the sky and
Everlasting darkness!
Vacuum blade!
Negative gate!
Holy Land!
My exploits are bearing fruit.
Soon, we might very well learn the truth behind Shion's thorns, as well as my own past. I have to be ready to face anything. Whatever happens, I'm determined to save Shion and Dana. Nothing I learn can change that. Hold up, you guys.
What is it?
I want to look through that room over there. Curious what we'll find.
That's the room you visited in your past, right? Sure. We can check it out.
We should go through that room some more before we move on.
This looks like some kind of research facility.
A laboratory secreted away in the Forbidden Zone. Why am I past being surprised at this point?
Looks pretty deserted.
Let's check it out. It might give us a new lead.
For the people of Lenegis, the Forbidden Zone is the stuff of dreams. Yet here I am, standing within its hallowed halls.
It's off limits even for lords, then? Talk about an exclusive club.
Being exclusive is one thing, but how many important facilities let in only the Sovereign? Doesn't that seem a little strange?
Strange doesn't cover it. If it was only one room, maybe. But a place on this scale? How do they keep it from falling into ruin? Whoever the Sovereign is, they can't manage the upkeep of this whole place themselves.
Did no one ever talk about it when you were growing up?
No, not that I can remember. Then again, Sovereigns and Forbidden Zones weren't exactly breakfast table conversations.
The Forbidden Zone is a hallowed place, at one with the Sovereign's authority, grounds of the one true ruler who presides over all Renans. That is what we believed this place to be. No, what we were made to believe it was. But now, it is finally time to discover this area's true purpose, and why it was kept hidden behind the scenes for so long. I think I can make this work.
Well, can you make head or tail of it?
These are experiment records by the looks of it. Reams of them, dating back hundreds of years. Let's see. A composite being capable of controlling Danan astral energy so as to convert its molecular and elemental makeup. The creation of a governing central figure, taking the form of a Danan. Codename Sovereign.
Sovereign!
Wait, there's more. Research into utilizing force field crystals for the purpose of stable astral energy containment. That must be the Master Cores. With all this raw data, there's bound to be records here somewhere about the Maiden and the Lords, too.
About the lords? Why would they be on there?
Think about it. The Lord's crests are clearly of a piece with those of both the Sovereign and the Maiden. Not to mention the fact that the contenders to the crown are selected from otherwise regular Renan citizens. In other words, it may be that all Renans are unwittingly being made subject to some kind of grand scheme.
What about the Sovereign? Does it say anything else?
Where do I start? All I've read so far is the headlines. There's so much here. To sift through all of it would require specialized... Wait.
What is it? Did you find something?
It's a list of names, with the title, Test Subjects, Sovereign. It's your call.
Read it.
There must be dozens of test subjects listed here. Hundreds even. All of them failures. Wait, I think I've found one that was successful. Test subject number 1273. Ethnicity, NA. Unique adjustment index, generation, NA. Given name, Alphen.
They re-engineered me. Right here in this lab.
Alphen.
It's fine, really. What about the others? Was I the only one?
Test subject number 10105. Ethnicity, NA. Unique adjustment index, generation, NA. Given name, Volron.
Volron? But that means...
He's only Sovereign because someone made him that way too.
He's the last one. In 3 centuries worth of records, you and Volron are the only 2 subjects on whom the experiment was a success.
But what about the winners of the crown contests? Does this mean that none of them were ever crowned sovereign after all?
Upon victory, the sovereign shall return to Rena and rule over Rena and Lenegis combined. When a new sovereign is decided, the outgoing monarch shall relinquish their post and live out the rest of their days on Rena. So we were told. But according to these records, there have only ever been 2 sovereigns, neither of whom had anything to do with the crown contest. It's all lies, including the part about the sovereign residing in Rena. The crown contest was never about deciding a new ruler. It must always have been devised for some other purpose.
But even supposing that's true, someone must have been in charge for the past 3 centuries, right? If it wasn't the Sovereign, then who was it?
Crown contests have been held this whole time, in spite of the fact that there was already a sovereign. Me. Meaning that for the past 300 years, someone out there has to have been maintaining that lie. The same person I'm willing to bet is behind all this.
The Red Woman?
It's possible. But that doesn't necessarily mean she's the mastermind behind this scheme. She could be working for someone else. Someone back on the Renan homeworld.
Either way, it's fair to say she's definitely involved somehow.
What about the data records? Is there no other information that could help us?
Not that I can see. Just file upon file of experiment results. There's nothing here about who's behind all this, or what their endgame is, unfortunately. I've barely managed to scratch the surface, mind you. You won't be able to read through it all, but you're welcome to take a look through what you can, while we're here.
I'll do that.
So this is where Alphen became the Sovereign, and Volron as well. The significance of this location would suggest...
Hey, it looks like the terminals in here turned on too.
We should look through them. They might contain valuable information.
Only 2 sovereigns in over 300 years. So why has the experiment only succeeded twice in all this time? And if that's the case, why keep on doing it? Was there really no other way? Or could there be some other reason?
Dohalim.
Forgive me.
Alphen.
I'm fine. I'm just a little shaken, that's all. I knew what I was already, so it's not like it's a surprise or anything. But it's strange. I've got all this rage inside of me, but I don't even know who it's for. I'm scared that I'll put a face to it, just to have someone to blame.
If that were to happen, then No. Then we'd help you fight it, before you ever got that far. Wouldn't we, everyone?
Yeah. We wouldn't just sit by and watch you spiral out of control.
That's right. No good can come from being consumed by hatred.
If you ever start to lose your way, you can count on us to guide you back. To remind you where home is.
And I would be happy to lend an attentive ear, should you ever have need.
Thank you, everyone. I think I'll be okay now. Naori,
Don't talk. I have to do this. I gave you my word that I'd help you return to Dana. The next time you open your eyes, you'll be home.
But you...
My place is here with my people. I still have a duty to fulfill. I'm sorry for what you've endured. Renan never should have dragged you into this. It's not your burden to bear.
But...
The mask contains a sedative. It should keep your mind from tearing itself apart any further. Let yourself go to sleep. This should help with the pain. Time to go, Elfin. Farewell.
Naori...
His injuries are worse than I thought. Short-term treatment isn't going to cut it. I'll have to switch the healing pod to long-term hibernation mode. The chance of surviving hibernation's less than 10%? And worse, long-term use of the mask carries a high risk of damaging his mind and nervous system. But... If I don't head back, Lenegis will be nothing but ashes, and this starship along with it. I don't know if I can fulfill my promise to you, Alphen. But if doing this will grant you even the slightest chance, I have to try. I hope it's enough. Please, live for me, Alphen.
That vision. It must have been from when Naori helped Alphen escape Lenegis.
She sure went above and beyond the call of duty.
Even with Lenegis crumbling down around her, she chose to stay put with her people.
So that's why you lost your memories and sense of pain, and why you were asleep for that whole time. It was all the result of one agonizing decision Naori made to save your life.
Yeah. If it weren't for her, I wouldn't even be alive today. I owe her everything. More than I could ever hope to repay.
Now that you know how she felt, how do you plan on honoring her wishes?
She kept her promise. If the Renan people she fought so desperately to protect are at risk from a malevolent force, then I owe it to her to carry on her fight. Naori was the one who put that mask on me, and made me Iron Mask.
She did it to prevent your soul from tearing itself apart. She knew you might lose your memories and sense of pain as a result. But more than anything, she wanted you to survive. And you did.
his place. We've seen this in one of Naori's memories.
Of course. After 300 years, this is where it was held. The spirit channeling ceremony. This is where the Renis Alma was.
So this is the place where you and Naori...
The Renis Alma isn't here now. Nor is the Red Woman, it seems.
I know it's difficult, Alphen, but there will be time to dwell on the past later. For now, we need to keep moving. Come on.
Naori.
What is this? Is it the work of Dana's will again?
It's been a year since the ceremony. That day, I shut away inside of myself the power that caused Alphen to lose control. Since then, my visions of the future have grown more and more fearsome.
Is this another memory? No, it's different this time. It's like she's speaking directly to us.
What we did back then. Not so much as a day passes when I don't think about it. About what was done to us. All in the name of a ceremony. The purpose of which we were never even told. As Sovereign, they linked Alphen's consciousness to Lenegis itself. The Renis Alma was intended to control his power, lest anything should slip through its cracks. That day, as Maiden, my role was to temper his power. I was meant to guide it forth, and give shape to the strength inside of him.
Linked to Lenegis itself? But then, everything that's been happening...
But that power showed me a vision. A vision of oblivion. When I realized that vision was a prophecy of the apocalypse we were about to unleash, I couldn't go through with it. But without a maiden, the ceremony was doomed. Alphen lashed out, his consciousness no longer his own. I did what I could. Using my abilities as the maiden, I tried to seal that power away inside of me. But it was too late. Lenegis had already been brought to its knees. Thousands upon thousands of lives so cruelly snuffed out. All because of me. Because of what I had done. With the destructive force now slumbering inside of me, I knew I had to find a way to dispose of it. Anything to make up for my failure. But I didn't know how. Especially since that power was astral energy itself. In which case, ironically enough, the Renis Alma seemed to be my best bet. That, at least, would hold the astral energy dormant. Assuming that no malevolent third party got to it first. With the Sovereign and Maiden's combined power, perhaps I could shift the chaotic energy inside me into the Renis Alma instead. That's what I hoped, but alas, it was not to be. The Renis Alma was lost, and Alphen, the Sovereign, was in a starship bound for Dana. My only choice was to seal away the destructive force inside of me using my powers as the Maiden, to buy the world what little time I could. The time needed for a new Renis Alma to be crafted, and for a new Sovereign to appear. Even if by doing so, it meant I would be passing the curse onto my descendants as well. Please, forgive me. I never meant to burden the future world with this threat too. I only wish that there was something more I could have done.
Wait, you can't just...
Naori.
That message just now, was it directly from Naori? Or was it the Danon voice speaking through her?
What?
These are the clothes that Naori and I wore during the ceremony 3 centuries ago.
So you're saying this is the Maiden's outfit?
That's right. These clothes are designed to resonate with the Sovereign and Maiden's abilities. They focus and enhance them.
And they appeared now because...
Naori must have left them here for the new Sovereign and Maiden, knowing the day would come when they would need them in their fight against the Thorns.
These outfits are directly linked to the answers we've been chasing this whole time. If they're here, it must mean it was Naori's will for us to find those answers as well.
Locating the Renis Alma would allow us to neutralize the dark astral energy inside Xion, thereby silencing her thorns. Is that what Naori's suggesting?
It makes sense. After all, Master Cores and Spirit Vessels are both able to prevent the astral energy inside them from developing sentience. By that logic, it would stand to reason that the Renis Alma would have the same ability on a larger scale.
We have a Maiden and Sovereign. Now all we need is the Renis Alma, and we'll finally be able to free you of your thorns. Xion.
It's possible? You really think so?
I do. We can rid you of your thorns and stop the world from falling to oblivion.
However, the spirit channeling ceremony already failed once. Even if our goal is different this time, we can't be sure the same thing won't happen again. We should take care not to be too optimistic.
You're right. It's the barest sliver of a chance. But if there's even the slightest hope it can work, I'm willing to stake everything I've got on it.
I know it's too early to let myself feel relieved, but I just can't seem to help it. Just hearing there's the slightest chance, even though I know the world's still in great peril. It's selfish of me, I know, but still.
No, it isn't. You found hope to believe in. It'd be strange if you weren't over the moon about it.
Rinwell's right. We can rid you of your curse and still save the world at the same time.
Thank you. Naori entrusted us with the fate of all humanity. Now, it's up to us to prove that trust was well placed.
Starting with a little game called Hunt the Renis Alma.
Yeah, we've come all this way. Now we just need to search Lenegis and Rena until we find it.
Yeah, we can protect the world and save Xion at the same time.
I too shall lend my services. My knowledge of Renan lore is bound to be a useful asset.
And they say modesty is dead.
Miracles just seem to follow wherever you go, huh?
How do you know it's me they're following? We're all in this together, Xion. You included. Now let's get moving, shall we? Last I heard, we had an apocalypse to stop. Thank you, Naori. So Naori sealed away the power that made me lose control of myself. She stopped my rampage and saved my life. But then, that power she'd sealed away was passed down to you. I'm so sorry, Shion. It's my fault that you're cursed.
You're wrong. What happened to you was because of the ceremony and Naori's attempt to stop Oblivion. You paid a heavy price for it, and then fell asleep for 300 years. The reason you lost your memories
is the reason for your curse.
The thorns.
It all leads back to them. But once they're gone, we can finally put an end to all this.
When my thorns are gone, I never dared to dream that such a thing could be possible. No. The truth is, I think maybe I've always been dreaming about a life without my thorns. The touch of my family, or playing with my friends, holding hands with Rinwell, or giving Law a deserved smack, embracing everyone. All the normal things that people do together. I always wished I could experience them for myself and finally know what they were like. Is it really okay for me to believe it can happen? I'm so scared of getting my hopes up. What if it doesn't work out in the end, and...
That's not going to happen. I'm here to make sure it won't. Forget fate or destiny or anything else. We're going to live a normal life. There are a lot of things you still want to do, right?
Yeah, you're right. It's such a strange feeling. I know that we've still got plenty of fighting up ahead. And it's for my sake. So I can live.
You're worth fighting for.
I believe you, Alphen.
Good. I'll keep on fighting. For as long as it takes. Until our future is finally in our hands.
Sounds like this Naori chick had quite the big heart.
Her position demanded nothing less. From the sound of things, she didn't focus on differences, least of all those between Renans and Danans.
Yeah. It was Naori who first showed me that such a thing was even possible. And then she saved my life by sending me back home to Dana.
Not only that, but she willingly stayed behind on Lenegis for the sake of her people. It sounds like she was quite the hero, all right. A truly caring person.
It's as if walls meant nothing to her. The ones separating the Renans from the Danans, or herself from others. She had no need for them.
Which basically meant that she never had anything to break down in the first place, huh? Yeah. I think you may be right about that.
You inherited that legacy. Her wish for the world.
Don't I know it?
She's kind of like a lodestar guiding our way, showing us what we can aspire to.
That's quite some door, all right. This might finally be it. The heart of the beast.
We'll find the Renis Alma and the Red Woman inside, right?
After everything we've been through to get here, they damn well better be.
We'll probably be needing you to open this one for us, Sovereign.
Go for it, Alphen.
This is it, guys. Time to see what secrets are in store.
We're a long way from the residential quarters now. It looks completely different.
Yeah, you're right. Actually, this place... it reminds me more of being back inside the Wedge.
Except the Danon astral energy feels even stronger here.
In a portion of the city reserved purely for the Renin Sovereign.
Maybe he just has strange tastes?
This place looks like it has been here for quite some time now. If its design were a matter of personal preference, we would be talking from centuries ago. Or perhaps even further back. Still, this isn't the sort of decadence of taste spoken of in artistic circles. So what is it then?
Hold up, decadence? Artistic circles?
When a preference is indulged to its extreme, it descends into kitsch, eccentricity for the sake of it. I'd be happy to illuminate you further.
That depends. Does it involve you buying me lunch?
The void that art fills isn't the stomach, it's the soul.
In that case, I'll let you know the next time my soul starts to rumble.
Now all we need is something to fill up the void inside your head.
Shut up!
Volron! He really was still alive.
And there's the Renis Alma. Then, is this another spirit channeling ceremony?
Wait, though. Something doesn't seem right here.
Once more, the powers must be united. Born from the fires of chaos, the world does seek its rightful state. All must be sacrificed in the heart of Rena, at the shrine of the true sovereign.
What has happened to him? He's lost himself, reduced to a mere cog in a machine.
Hey, look! Over there!
Isn't that the Maiden's crest?
Can it be that this entire chamber is meant to act as a substitute for the Maiden?
It looks like it's still running, but... are we already too late to stop the ceremony?
If that's what caused Lenegis' transformation, then the purpose of the ceremony must have been to drain all the astral energy out of Dana.
But for what purpose? What could possibly need astral energy on that sort of scale?
I don't know. But whatever it is, I'll bet it's connected to those visions of oblivion. Regardless, we cannot stand by and let them steal Dana's energy. That said, we should retrieve the Renis Alma. Because right now, we need that most of all.
He's not gonna lunge at us out of nowhere, right?
Not the time, Law.
Alphen, look!
The Red Woman! So we finally found you. I have a lot of questions for you.
Wait!
What?
They all have the same face? How is that even possible?
can't... Are they even people?
It's hard to know for sure, but I think they're the true rulers of Renna.
They're not feeling particularly toxic.
It's no use, Elfin. If we don't fight, we may as well be sitting just here.
Good point. Let's stop them before this gets out of hand.
I can handle it. Glacial Spear. Here's evil. Fall into Concentration!
Resonate with the earth! Stalagmite! Megasonic block!
Sleep now. More for the stockpile.
Sorry.
I can do it all day.
I can do!
Here, let me help.
Severing wind!
Everlasting darkness. Holy land!
Try harder! My turn! Breath of life! Feel my weary companion!
Dance in the wind!
Eat
Freeze
this!
Lancer! Air thrust!
Vacuum blade!
Photon blast! Here I go!
Severing wind!
Drops in pain.
There!
Resonate
with the vacuum blade!
Stalagmite!
On your knees!
It's over! Oh, Violet, where are you going?
Megasonic thrust!
Here's the healing heart! First aid! Here goes! Dance in the wind! Field!
It's on!
This one!
Burn! Sonic spear!
Eagle
Ray! Now you see what I can do!
Ready to go! Thunder field! I'm out of ammo!
Try harder! Now!
Annihilate for the stock! Mega Ray!
Megasonic thrust!
Mega Ray! Holy land!
Prepare to be seized!
Hit! Light excellence! Illuminate the dark! Come forth! Holy land! Radiant pierce!
They smite with
Order!
blackened blade!
Not on my watch! Mega Ray! Violet Guardian Wind! Carve what is mine! Crossblade! Dance in the wind! Help!
Ignite!
Take this!
I owe you not a chance!
Here I go!
Armor won't save you!
Mega Ray! Shining Supernova! Dance in the wind! Hear me! Hear the fury! Burning strike! Glacial Spear! Here's evil! Wind Astral! Illuminate the dark! Holy land! Radiant
Vacuum blade! Can't get out of this! You're mine!
Here's a healing... Better! First aid! Illuminate the dark! Come forth! Holy
Megasonic
quiver! Holy
thrust!
land! Here! Out of ammo! Thick is dead! No more playing nice!
Heal my weary
The flames will roar!
You're mine!
Mega Ray! Dance in the wind! Here goes! Confiscated! Annihilation! Mega Ray! Ready to go!
Elusive gear! Burn in hell!
Dance in the wind! I hear you all! Where are you going?
Breath of life! Armor won't
Heal
save
I'll
you!
be saving this one!
Megasonic!
Now where are you from?
Heal my weary
Raging Hurricane!
Cure!
By the power of dance in the wind! Annihilate now! Radiant
That
pierce!
engulfs you! Severing wind!
Will this
Can't
help?
get out of this!
Thunder field! Here, let me help! More with that first
Elusive deity! Vacuum
Here!
blade!
More for the stockpile!
Vacuum blade! They smite
Magic
with...
is in! Holy land! Now
No
for
dawn shall break this night!
illuminate the dark! Come forth! Holy glitter! Holy land!
It's on!
Here I go!
Not today!
Here I go!
Vacuum you are bloody howling! Carve through...
Shining supernova! Blazing the confiscate!
Rending you apart! You may be bloody howling! Can't move! I couldn't make it in time.
This one's mine! I never
From
miss!
beyond, imbue this vanquished
I'm
soul
here!
with life!
Raging
Resuscitation!
cascade! Lunar corruption!
Not done yet!
Dance in the wind! Sleep now!
No! Further!
Lightning! I'll be
Back
saving
to
this
blood!
one! Sparkling stars of light. Rain down
Another incantation ruin.
Annihilation.
Try harder. Not here.
Mega ray. Searing flame.
Vacuum blade.
Anything in armor is all mine!
Megasonic thrust. There.
Rending!
Healing circle.
Mega.
Smash you! Elusive deity! Hitting pile!
Water, hear my call.
Leave the sword! Heal my weary content!
Here's evil. Heart shield.
Eat your.
Don't suffer in
Not
thought!
on my watch. Radiant raging cascade. I'm out of let them mark
Vacuum
me.
blade.
Where are you going?
Captivity, take this!
Dance in the wind. Here, let me help.
Vacuum blade.
No! Can't move!
Don't give up. Blah, blah, blah.
This is some punishment.
Water, hear my call. Magic is there. Holy land, hear now. Flame of spirit. Burning. Water, hear my call. Illuminate the dark. I'll bring you back from death to bit.
Anything in armor is all mine!
Out of the woods, it seems.
Shine! Radiant light! Shine! Radiant light!
By the power of
Regeneration! Regenerate!
Just what I did. Mega
Allow me
ray.
to help.
Annihilation.
Begin!
Here, let me help. A new lease on life.
Back up. Megasonic thrust. There. Burn.
Elusive deity! Can you take it?
Double demon fang.
Begin!
I'm ready.
Take
Leave
this.
now. Where are you going?
There.
Just
You're mine.
Mega ray.
Soaring light
By the
spear.
power of
Here I come.
Anything in armor is all mine!
Time to let it. You'll pay for that.
Thanks to Holy Land.
won't
Flame
save
of
you.
fury. Burning.
I won't lose.
I won't
Not
give
now.
up.
Not ever.
My pride was
Illuminate the dark. The close one.
No dawn shall break
Already.
this from
Come on.
beyond!
A new lease on life. Dance in the wind. First aid now. I'll be saving it. One.
This should do it.
Supernova.
Negative gate!
Here, let me help.
Vacuum blade.
Sorry.
Stay away from my friend.
From beyond, imbue this vanquished soul with light!
Timber wind.
Mega
Shine! Radiant light! Force of regeneration! No arts are being interrupted!
Eat this.
Illumination.
It's in your hands now!
I'll bring you back from death to bit.
Vacuum. Here I come.
If it's in the sky, it's mine. Storm.
Breath of light! Heal my weary
Not
companion!
on my watch.
Vacuum blade.
Dance in the wind. Air corruption. Dance in the wind.
Forgive me.
Leave the
This is my
torch
to me!
Try
Regenerate!
harder. The flame inside me yearns to be let free.
A world lab.
Ignite.
Imbue this vanquished soul with light!
Here.
Illuminate the dark. Come forth.
This should do it.
Here.
Vacuum blade.
Hear my call.
Breath of light! Heal my weary companion! Can't move! Shine! Radiant light! Force of regeneration! See what I can do! Earth throbs in pain. He who prepares is free from regret.
I owe you.
Can't do it. More.
I'll stop your movement!
And I'll stop your life!
Here's a healing art! First aid! Just...
Surrender! Fighting is useless now!
Do you think it's really over?
Astral energy. Watch out! They've got something up their sleeve!
What?
It's self-destructed?
Alphen!
I'm okay. Just a little roughed up.
You had me worried there.
Who said you could touch that?
Damn it! He's awake!
I should have thought as much.
So you know this place?
Naturally, it was built for me, after all. We'll save that for another time. More pressing is how I'm going to tear you apart.
Even after all this time, you still insist on hating me?
You cut me down. Sovereign or not, you will pay for that.
You're obviously bluffing. You can't even move right now.
Really, is that what you think? Did you really think that such a petty device could hold me?
Are you going to claim it's because you're a ruler? Be it sovereigns or lords. In the end, they're all titles given by someone else.
Plus, what kind of ruler would spend all his time chasing Alf, who happens to be another sovereign?
Idle prattle. I proved my worth and the Sovereign's powers were granted to me.
Were they really? We already know the title of Sovereign doesn't denote royalty. It is but an overblown codename for those with a designated part to play in these proceedings. You mentioned before that you were not the only one stolen from Dana, correct?
Yeah. There were countless. And every one of them besides me died.
All of those failed experiments, and they still kept going back to Dana. There must have been some vital reason their subject had to specifically be a Danan. Then there were the records we found in the library, for you and Volron. They were logged 300 years apart, and yet the data they took from you was exactly the same. Which leads us to a single conclusion.
Then you mean Boron was kidnapped just like Alphen? But then he became a
slave from Dana. Just like us. Isn't that right, Volron?
So he posed as a Renin and caused all that suffering to his own people?
How could you? If you knew the pain of being a slave, why would you inflict that upon others?
Renin and Dana are meaningless distinctions. He and everyone else. That is all that matters. I will stand above all others and take what is rightfully mine, starting with this.
A red woman?
Another one?
Give your master back on Renna this message. No one makes a fool of me. Let them know I'll make them suffer.
Don't do it!
Serenus Alva!
It's too late! We can't stay here!
We need to go! Alphen!
your shadow no matter where you try to run.
Let's go.
Never forget, I am the one who devours everything. Who answers to neither spirit nor man. My word is law. I am.
Are you two okay?
Yeah, we'll be fine.
Is Volron... have we finally seen the last of him?
We can but hope.
Those red women. What the heck was their deal?
Could they be the ones behind all this? The same ones who put those soldiers in Faria in a trance?
What, those brainless things? Either way, they've done a runner with the Renasalma. Damn it, that's the second time now!
Whatever's stolen from us, we'll steal it back. The future's ours to protect. And right now those things are what's standing in our way. We can head them off at Rena.
Did you say Rena?
Volron mentioned a master of theirs holed up in the motherland somewhere.
If that monstrous form's their true identity, I shudder to think who they take orders from.
Yeah. There's a good chance it's not human. That's for sure.
So this thing over on Rena, that's what's really behind all this, huh?
They have the Renasalma in their grasp already, so it's unlikely they'll have cause to return to Dana. I agree that Rena's our best shot.
Then we're agreed. Let's head back to the starship.
But seriously, I was not expecting Volron to actually be here.
He seemed to care not one whit about Renans or Danans.
Yeah, and not in a good way like with us.